This is Tanya Bridge Malone back with another YouTube video. So today I'm going to show y'all my fit. Y'all have already seen it. It's the one I got for less than 30 bucks at Ross. So I'm going to show y'all my fit. We're in a good mood today. I did cop something from my local Ross today. I was going in there trying to see if I could find another shirt like this that was like a different color. But this was the only one. Like when I went in there and found this shirt, I grabbed it off the rack. And I showed y'all this shirt in a review one day, and this shirt was originally $125, and I got it for $17.99. So I still got it for less than 20 bucks. You know, that was a steal, and I like this shirt. I like it a lot. And so I'm gonna show y'all my fit I got on, and it's like I said, it's the shorts and the shirt I got in there for less than 30 bucks that I showed y'all in my review the other day. So I'm gonna show y'all my fit. I got this shirt I got for $17.99, the shorts for 10 bucks, and my Puma shoes and my Nike socks I got way back there for 9 bucks. The Nike socks I got in Ross for 9 bucks way back a long time ago, so I put them on with my Puma shoes, so this is my fit. Dope fit, I think. Got it all from Ross. The shirt was $17.99, the shorts were $9.99. The socks I got in there about a month or two ago for 9 bucks, and the shoes I got for like $35 or $40. The Pumas. I know, y'all, I spent money today I shouldn't have spent, I know, but anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to show y'all what I copped. It was a pair of shoes, obviously, but y'all won't believe the shoes that I found in there. When you ain't got no money's when you find everything you want, you know what I mean? When you find stuff you want, you know what I mean? You find stuff you want whenever you don't have money, you go in the store. You won't believe the Jordans that I found in there. They were Jordan 2 lows, and they had the baby blue and the white. And in it, it had sort of like this on the soles of it, sort of the color on it, along with the white sole. I'd been looking for them shoes, man, to come into Ross, and they came into Ross. They had a size 8 in the men's, which probably was a little big for me, but it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. They were $74.99. Now, when I went into Hibbets to look at them one day, and I never did get them because I didn't want to give $160 for them. So, anyway, they got them in here. They got a size 8 in the men's and a size 9 in the men's for $74.95 or $99 or something. But I found these other shoes that was 40 bucks, and they're Nikes. I don't know what kind of Nikes they are, but they are Nikes, and I never seen, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of a Blazer shoe, but it's all leather. And it's all white with a little bit of this color on the tag that's on it that says Nike on the side. And this shirt right here, I know I shouldn't have spent money on. I know, I get it. I know, I get it. But I can justify spending $50-some on a shirt and a pair of shoes more than I can justify spending $125 on a pair of shorts and a shirt from Hibbets. So I do have that $125 coming back in my account. I just have to wait 34 days for it to go back into my account. But this shirt here I got to match the shoes I got, but these shoes will match anything. And I was debating on buying the Jordans, but I said, man, I really don't have no money to be spending here, period. But if I am going to buy myself something, I'm not going to spend $75 on these shoes, because I had already bought a pair of Hey Dude shoes way back there when I was still working for like, I think it was $62 and all shipped and everything to me, and they've got white and baby blue on them. Plus, I've got a pair of slides that match the fit I got to go with them. I didn't really need, and I got an all-white pair of Air Force Ones I got in there, and they still had another pair of them. You're looking for white Air Force Ones, Jordan 2 lows with the white and baby blue colorway, y'all need to check out Ross, man. You don't know, man, you don't know. I mean, those same shoes I was looking at 2 months ago for 160 bucks, they got them for half price in here. They're $74.99, and if nobody buys them, they'll knock the price down lower than it is. And I know a lot of people's not big on Jordan 2s, but I like them all right, you know. They don't hurt my feet none. But they may, you know, like I said, they're in there. If you want to check them out, check out your local Ross. You can find Jordan shoes in there for half price. Because them shoes are $74. I'd have liked to have them, but at the same time, I didn't want to give $75 for them because I knew I only had so much money to go on. So if I was going to buy myself something, I went with these shoes, for the simple fact that they match everything. They would match any fit. They would match this one. They would match any fit because it's an all-white colorway. And it's leather. And so I can wipe them off, clean them off with Dawn dishwashing liquid, whatever. It would be easy to keep these shoes clean. White is hard to keep clean, but it's not if it's all leather, you can wipe it off and clean it. So I got this shirt I found. It sort of reminds me of this one, but it's not a Nike. It is a Saints Studio brand, and I got it for $9.99. I don't know what the original price was. I'll have to look. Original price was $58. I've never heard of this brand, so I don't know. Like I said, it's sort of got flowers like roses, it looks like, engraved on it. It's sort of dope. It don't have to be Nike. If I could have found another one like this in a different colorway, I probably would have picked it up. But they didn't have any more like this. And this was the only one they had on the rack when I picked it up that day. I'm so glad I got it. And because I really like it. And when I come out here, I couldn't believe that this shirt was originally $125. I thought, dang, man, I ain't never seen a shirt look quite like that. I never seen a Nike shirt look like this. So I thought, man, this is pretty dope, man. For $17.99, I'm definitely getting that because it matched the shorts to a T. I couldn't pass it up. It matched the shorts to a T. I got the shorts for $10. I mean, I can't tell y'all how much y'all, and I miss having a job. I really do. I miss having money because I like to buy stuff. But I also overbuy stuff. And right now I don't have a lot of money. I know I shouldn't have probably made this purchase, but I didn't spend. I took that other outfit back for $125, and I got this one for less than $30, and I got these shoes and the shirt for less than $60. It's $52.98 for the shirt and the shoes. I've got plenty of shorts at home that'll match this shirt. This shirt will match a lot of different things because it's a cream color. But anyway, for $10, like I said, I was trying to see if I couldn't find this in a different colorway, because you never know. They put new stuff out every day, but they got a lot of dope-ass shoes in there. Really, when I go in there, I really should probably take my phone with me and record. But then again, I never have because I'm afraid that maybe they're going to kick me out of the store, because a lot of stores don't like you doing that. Like you vlogging inside of a store showing people what's on the shelf. I mean, they got a lot of nice stuff in there. And you don't have to give full price to look fly, man. That's what I say. You don't have to give full price to look fly. So yeah, I really like this fit I got on. I know I'm speaking a lot about it, but I really like the fit I got. And if I had to choose between the $125 outfit I just returned, which was a Jordan jersey and a pair of Nike shorts that I gave $125 and something for, and if I had to choose between that one and this one, I said I'm going to keep this one because I got the shirt is originally $125. This shirt was originally $125 and I got it for $17.99. Got it for less than $20. That's a steal. And you know, whatever Ross buys, they're paying less for what they're getting because they're buying stuff in bulk. They got to be paying less. They got to make a profit off their clothes when they're selling them. They're probably still making a profit. If they wasn't making a profit, they wouldn't still be open. So they have to pay less than this. I bet they only gave $3 or $4 for this shirt. You know what I mean? So when you all go into these expensive stores and buy stuff, which I've been known to do when I had paychecks coming in, it wasn't no thing, But since I ain't got no money coming in, I really shouldn't even spent what I spent today. But I could justify that more than I can justify spending a freaking $125 on a fit. You know what I mean? Because I liked this fit. Once I went into Ross and found this fit, I thought, man, I can't justify spending $125 on that last fit that I bought. I thought, man, I ain't spending $125 on that. I got this fit, this shirt, and these shoes for less than $100. For less than $100. I got the fit, I got two shirts, shorts, and a pair of shoes for less than $100. That's why I say you can shop in Ross Dress for less. A lot of them Jordan shoes that you see inside of Hibbett Sports are $160, and there's other shoe stores, but I can't think of the name of them, but we don't have any in our town. But I'm telling you, man, you can go in Ross sometimes. If you wait, you might find that shoe in there for half price. You know what I mean? And if that shoe sits there and it don't sell, it may not sell. You know what I mean? Because a lot of men may not wear a size 8. You know what I mean? You figure size 8 and 9 is probably I don't know if that's a rare shoe size for men, but there may be a lot of people can't wear that shoe size. That shoe may go down to $30 or $40. If it sits there long enough, it'll go down in price. But the only bad thing about buying shoes in Ross is you ain't got no shoe box to put your shoe in. But if you collect shoes, you can buy those plastic containers they sell online. They sell them on Temu. They sell them online to put your shoes in. But what I'm saying is, if you're looking for something and you don't want to get full price for it, maybe wait and see if you can find a Jordan in Ross. Do you have to have the latest up-to-date everything? You know what I mean? Me, I don't have to have. A lot of people shop at, I'm trying to think of some of these other shoe places. because I know there's other shoe places like Foot Locker and other places that sell Jordans, but just I can't think of them off the top of my head. But I don't have any of them here in my town. I live in a small town of the Maysville. We don't have a lot here. You know, we got a Ross. We got, you know, you can find Jordans at Ross. You can find Jordans at Hibbett Sports. And Hibbett Sports is about the only other place that sells Jordans in this town. You know what I mean? So if you're a shoe freak, if you're one of them people that do shoe reviews, you're one of them people that's a shoe freak. I ain't trying to say you're a freak, but you're a person who collects shoes. You're a shoe collector. And you think you got to have the, you know, if you're one of them people who just, there is some people who collect shoes, but they never wear half of them. And then you got people like me who, I'm not really a shoe collector. I like shoes, but you wear them to, you actually wear your shoes. Some people buy shoes and they just buy them to resell them. You know what I mean? They buy the latest shoe that comes out because they're trying to make money off of it, because there's only so many of them. Only so many of them come out if it's a rare release, and so people buy them and they resell them online, like on eBay and StockX and other places, and they're shoe resellers. There's people who wear their shoes, there's resellers who try to make money off the rare shoe, and then there's other people out there that just collect shoes because it's just something they like to do. There's a difference. Me, I buy shoes to wear them. I'm not really trying to collect a bunch of different shoes, but I do, like, you might call me a shoe collector, but really I'm not, because I'm not out here buying every shoe release. Even if I did have money to do it, I wouldn't do it, because I don't want to pay full price for shoes. If I'm looking for a shoe, most generally, there's only been one pair of Jordans out of the whole 9 months when I had this job that I bought and paid $150 for. It wasn't a rare Jordan. I just liked the looks of it. I still got it at home. I mean, you know, and yeah, I had to go in the store and I had to pick from a pair of shoes that was $40 or a pair of shoes that was $75 that I've been looking for to come into Ross. In 2 or 3 days, you know, a couple months later, it shows up in there, size 8. But I don't wear a size 8 in men's, you know, but I could have got a 7.5, but they didn't have that size. They had an 8 in the men's and a 9 in men's. So you're limited on your shoe sizes inside of Ross, yeah. But a lot of times they'll get, I mean, that's pretty cool that I found them in there for that price. But I like these better because they were $35 cheaper, and they were all white. They're going to match anything I wear, so that's what I based what I was going to buy between those and those. I said, well, I really don't have any money I need to be spending in here, period, but if I'm going to pick, I'd rather have these. It's less, because it's $35 less, and they're going to match more fits. So this shirt I got for $10. I wanted to find another one like this if I could have found one, but this was the only one they had when I picked it up, and I'm glad I got it, because I couldn't believe the original price was $125. I just couldn't believe it. I thought, man, I really got a steal in there. That's why I talk about Ross Dress for Less and Marshalls and other places, because most people ain't like me. They ain't sitting here jobless. You know what I mean? They got a little bit of money to spend, and that's why I like having money coming in. I don't like being in the situation I'm in, but I don't have much of a choice right now. You know what I mean? I'm either going to file for disability. I can't make my mind up if I'm going to file for disability or look for another job. But there's not a whole lot of jobs in my town that offer benefits. I'm limited on what I can do as far as my back and my mental health. You know, I can only work day shift with my mental health, you know, because I'm not supposed to work night shift. My counselor says it's not good to work night shift, especially the graveyard shift. Now, if it was second shift, like 8 hours, and I'd get off at 11:30 or something, it wouldn't be so bad. But to work a whole graveyard shift overnight, I can't do that. With my mental health, I can't do that. And so I'm pretty much limited to what kind of shifts I can work, which is basically mainly day shift. And it's hard to find a job that's day shift. And also with my back, I can't lift a lot of heavy weights, so that limits me on what I can do, especially working in factories. And I know, because I've worked in factories all my life, but I know sometimes I jump from one subject to the other. And I know I probably seem like I contradict myself, because I told y'all I returned that Jordan fit, which I did return it yesterday, and I got my money back, but it'll take 3 or 4 days to go back into my account. And I know it kind of contradicts myself that I go into Ross and spend more money. I didn't spend more money, really. I didn't spend more money than what I'm getting back in my account. I only spent $50-some. I didn't spend $125 in Ross. I didn't spend $125 on this fit, and these shoes and this shirt was still less than $100. And let's be real, man, we like to buy ourselves something every once in a while, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the way I am. I know it's not the greatest thing, but God would rather me spend my money buying something that's on sale than spend my money on something that costs a lot of money that I really didn't have to have. And this probably will be the last purchase I make. You know what I mean? Because I really didn't. I mean, do I feel bad that I bought it? Yeah, in a way, but not as bad as when I spent $125 on a fit that I knew I couldn't afford. I didn't need to spend that on a fit because I can go to Ross and get it cheaper. Yeah, I do like to buy myself stuff, yeah. But it is what it is. I'm used to having money coming in. That's rough on me to sit at home and not have no money coming in. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to wait and see if I'm going to get this short-term disability. They sent me a text message Monday telling me they received the paperwork from the doctor, the fax that they sent. And so this is Thursday and I still haven't heard anything from them about whether they've approved it or they denied it. I figure they'll deny it, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. They may send me a check. I don't know. I figure they probably won't, but I won't know till they tell me if it's approved or it ain't approved. But I haven't heard anything since they sent that text message to me on Monday, and this is Thursday, so I don't know. They say it usually takes them 2 to 3 days, or 3 or 4 days, or I don't know. It's been more than 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today is about dang near over with. So anyway, the shoes I want to show y'all. And before I bought these shoes, I told myself, I tried to look them over to make sure there's no flaws on them. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. These shoes, I really know they're a Nike, but I don't know exactly what kind of Nike. They kind of remind me of the Blazer, the way they look. You know what I mean? They kind of remind me of the way a Blazer looks. And they got the little Nike thing on the side here, sort of the tab or whatever, which is pretty much close to the color of this. Not exactly, but it matches. And these were $39.99. I don't know what the original price was. I really don't know. It doesn't say a comparable. Sometimes it'll say a comparable value on the tag, but it don't this. But these are a size 9 in the women's. These are women's shoes. I'm assuming they are. They look like it. And they're a comfort insole, and they're a size 9. But that's okay. These shoes don't look big, even though they're a size 9. Because Nikes, a lot of times Nikes are made smaller. It depends. It's just something a shoe you'll have to try on. And like I said, these shoes kind of remind me of the Blazer shoe, which I've got a pair of Blazer shoes back here. And if you compare this Blazer shoe, which I got these way back there for $50, they still got the tag on them. I ain't worn them yet. But what I'm saying is this shoe kind of reminds me of this shoe. You know what I mean? If you compare the two, they kind of remind me of a Blazer. But I don't know that they're a Blazer shoe, you know. These were $49.99 when I bought them. And the only thing I don't like about them is I don't like the suede on the toe box. I've had a pair of Blazers like this before, but they was in a green colorway. They was all white with green, like a regular green color. You know, the color of grass is the color of green was on them. And I think I only wore them once, as I only wore them one time. These came from the women's section, but I bought these way back there before I ever lost my job. And like I said, I really had to make a decision. Now, what I was trying to say about the shoe that I said was in there right now, that's in a baby blue and a white colorway. This is a Jordan 2. Remember, I showed you all these shoes I got for $54.99 way back there. I got them back there for $54.99. That was the price they were asking for them. But the ones in there are made just like this, and they got the same colorway, basically. They just got a baby blue colorway on them. So you all know what silhouette of Jordan I'm talking about. They look just like these, but they're a baby blue. A white and baby blue color. And they got the sail colorway, you know, on the bottom. I've wore these a couple of times. But these match a lot of things that I have, but I got these for $54.99. The baby blue colorway is $74.99. And if nobody buys those shoes, even if you think about it, in the store they're $160. They would be a lot cheaper, even if you gave $75 for them. You know, you're going to take a chance on them sitting there and somebody else may pick them up, or they may sit there and nobody picks them up. Because if it's a man size 8, there's probably not a lot of men that wear size 8. There may not be. There's a lot of women that wear size 8. It's a pretty common shoe size for a woman, but I don't know about a man. I'm assuming it might be, but a lot of men have bigger feet. They don't wear no size 8. You know what I mean? So a woman may liable to come over there and get them if she wanted them, you know. But I could have picked them up, but I didn't want to get $75 for them. Because with me only having so much money in my account, if I'm going to buy myself something in there, I want to buy something that I think I can wear with more than just one fit. These shoes I can wear with anything. Them shoes are all white. I can wear that with any fit. White matches anything. It matches anything. But yeah, I've wore these shoes maybe once or twice, so there's a little bit of dirt on the bottom of them. No big deal. But what I'm saying is, this is the Jordan 2 that was for sale in there. This Jordan 2 silhouette only, it was the baby blue colorway. So you all know what Jordan shoe I was talking about. So y'all might want to check out your local Ross. If you got a job and you got a little bit of money to spend, and you're not worried about the latest Jordan out, you don't have to have the latest Jordan if you wait for it to go. I mean, especially if it's not a rare release. You know what I mean? I'm not one of them people that I gotta have the newest Jordan out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to have that. I wear my shoes. I don't buy my shoes to resell them. Nothing against people who are resellers, but there's a lot of people out there like to have that shoe, and all these resellers buy all this stuff just so they can make a profit off something that Jordan made himself. But those shoes are coming from China, y'all. They're not worth $200 and $300 a pair. I don't care what you say. If you must want a shoe awful bad if you want to give that price. And don't get me wrong, I'm not nitpicking you. I've been down that road where I spent that kind of money. And it's not worth it to pay that kind of money on shoes. You can find shoes in Ross, and you don't have to have the rarest release. You don't have to have every Jordan that comes out. You know what I mean? You don't have to have the newest Jordan that comes out. Most of them are, quite frankly, the same. They're just different colorways. You know, so maybe pick one that'll go with most fits instead of buying every colorway that comes out. It's really a waste of money when you keep buying shoes, even if it is in Ross, if you don't plan on wearing them. And I've been known to do that. I bought a lot of shoes in my past that I might have wore once or never wore at all, and I ended up taking it down the hands of hope and getting rid of it. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all the Jordan 2 silhouette I was talking about. And I'll probably have to make another video as far as talking about what the Lord guided me to talk about, because I only got 25 minutes to make this video. I don't know why my phone does this all the time, but it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to show you all those shoes that I copped. So until next time, peace, love, and y'all be blessed.